are these three same systems working?
Hi, Chris.
I knew that was. This is what happens when you share laptops in a household. All right, let's try that again.
Oh, you changed it, huh? Okay.
There we go. And we should say hello to Nino Brown, also known as Khalid Nixon.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
How was your day, Chris? Although you changed your name, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know, friend. I know I can count on you to never let me forget it now.
How are you? How was your day?
Day was good. Listen, when you get up in the morning, that's the blessing. Everything else works out. So.
Oh, yes. Yep. A wonderful blessing from above.
That's it. That's it.
Couldn't ask for more. Anything else that comes is just added.
That's it. That's it. And how about you? How was your day?
I feel the same way.
Okay. All
Feel
right.
the same way.
But it's great to see you. It's great to see you.
Be thankful. How is Mama doing?
She's getting better, day by day. So it's one day at
Wonderful.
a time. But she's getting stronger. She's doing great. She's in good spirits. So that's one of the blessings right there. And I spoke to her earlier. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's in the land of the living. It's a great blessing.
That's it.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How you doing, Vivian?
I'm okay.
Good. Okay, I see Vivian on one. Are you on a cell phone too?
Excuse me?
No, I saw you, but I thought I saw a cell phone also light up too. Okay, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for me.
Yes, I want to be a macho man.
My goodness.
You know, for a moment, I was wondering why we're starting so late, and then I realized everybody else here is early. So congratulations to you all.
Hi, everybody.
Good evening. How you doing, Warren?
Good evening.
I'm super excited. We got here super early just to take good seats.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, this is Wayne King. Okay, I was in for a moment.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. We're just going to allow a few more minutes for people to join, and then we're going to begin.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Khalid, do you have anyone else in the waiting room?
Let me see, Fred. Yes, we have 3 more who are in the waiting room. Let's see, they are joining in right now.
Okay.
Can I ask who is conducting this meeting?
I'm sorry?
Who is conducting this board meeting? My name is Ali Mercado. I'm the one that sent out the email about this meeting.
Ms. Mercado.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you sent out the email for this meeting? I'm sorry?
Yes, wanted to join the meeting for my class project.
Okay. Welcome very much. My name is Fred Baptiste. I'm the chair, so welcome.
Okay.
And
you.
I'll be able to do that for everyone very shortly. We're glad you're
All
able
right,
to join.
thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and with that, Khalid, is anybody else in the waiting room right now?
This is Bishop
They're
Gonzalez.
currently
I don't know.
in the wait.
Are you
Evening,
seeing
Bishop
me in the
Gonzalez.
waiting room or?
No, we can hear you, so you're in the meeting now. You're in the meeting.
Yes,
Okay,
so
thank you.
Chairman Baptiste, Tessa Hackett Vera's here.
I see you.
Do I have to mute WBLS 107.5 FM?
Oh, they're here also?
I'm just asking.
If you could, yes.
Okay, I'll turn it down.
There we go. All right, and with that, we're going to begin the meeting. The time is now 7:06. I'm calling this meeting to order. On behalf of, just as a quick introduction, my name is Fred Baptiste. I'm the proud chair of Community Board 9 Brooklyn. I want to thank everyone for joining us for our first board meeting of the 2020-2021 year. I just want to begin by saying I think it's only appropriate, given the fact that today this nation actually passed a threshold of 200,000 deaths from COVID. And this is something that has touched our community in very, very, very personal and deep ways as well. So I would like to begin our meeting with just a moment of silence, an acknowledgement of the lives that are lost, those people, those loved ones who are no longer here with us. Thank you. So yet again, but going back, I mean, definitely this is a somber occasion and moment in this nation, but I think that what's kind of marked these past few months is that there have been moments of great sorrow and moments of great joy as well. Indeed, we've lost a lot, but we've had celebrations in our communities for religious observances, and I wish everyone a happy holidays who celebrated this past weekend. Our class of 2020, we had students who, right in the middle of the pandemic, had to all of a sudden shift gears and go online and do whatever they needed to, but they persevered and they graduated. I congratulate them as well. And, we've seen births, we've seen a lot of other things as well, and there have been high points as well, which I guess really is the lesson. I mean, there are highs and lows, but what happens is if we stick together as a community, those are the things that get us through. If we remember those positives, that's what gives us the strength to keep marching on. So I want to thank all those friends, old and new, for joining us this evening for our board meeting. And with that, we are going to commence with our agenda. So we are going to, the next actually should be the rules of conduct. Our rules of conduct are available through the board office. I'm not going to waive the reading of the rules of conduct for this evening, but I do just want to issue a reminder. The main premise of us coming together is as a community board, and the main hallmark of that is respect, which means that we are going to respect the viewpoints that are offered. We are not going to yell out of turn. We're going to allow people to have their moments to speak when those times are appropriate. But at the same time, we do have business to conduct as a board, which means that we are going to call on all members and all community members to make sure that they respect the board, and also those times when it's appropriate to speak. We will do our very best to try and entertain questions where appropriate, but we ask for everyone to be in that spirit in terms of we have business to conduct this evening as a board. And with that, we're going to go to item 2 on our agenda. Do I have the Public Safety Chair, Yaakov Berman? Rabbi Yaakov Berman, are you online?
I'm here, yes.
Okay, Rabbi Berman, I'll turn the floor over to you to introduce the State Liquor License Authority applications that your committee has received.
So we received 4 applications. 3 out of the 4 attended the meeting. 2 were, one was a renewal, and 2 were new applications. I'm going to drop it in the chat. I'm going to recommend that we only vote on those that attended the meeting. Khalid, are you there?
I'm here, Yaakov, yes.
All right.
Yaakov, hello. Yaakov.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't
He's
know.
muted.
I'm on
Yaakov, go ahead.
Attended, an entity to be formed by Stephen Fishman attended. The committee voted to support unanimous. Glue New York City attended. We also voted unanimous. And Patina BBG, they're in the Botanical Gardens. They're a renewal, and we voted unanimous to support the requests, the applications. Are any of them here? Mr. Chair, do you want to let any of them talk, or we should just move on?
There might be questions in terms of the board, so if they could just very briefly speak regarding their applications, so that way there are any questions, we can get those out.
All right, so I think we have to just, Khalid, can you confirm if anybody's here from any of the applicants?
I'm here. This is Steve Fishman.
Yes, Mr. Fishman. Mr. Fishman is here, and I believe Mr. Marek Schwett is also here as well.
Correct.
I cannot determine if a representative for Patina BBG is available on the line as of yet.
Let's start with Mr. Fishman. He presented
are you there?
first. Mr. Fishman.
Hi. Yeah.
Mr. Yaakov, excuse me, but can you just repeat the names of those entities again, please? Since you were muted, I missed 2 of them.
So they're all in the chat. All the first 3 entities to be formed by Stephen Fishman. He gave us the name last night. Glue New York City and Patina BBG.
Thank you.
Hi.
All right.
Mr. Fishman, it's all yours.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having me. And Fred, thanks for those words. felt like what needed to be said right now. This is a bar that I'm actually.
I have trouble hearing.
Oh, can you hear me now? No. Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
Yeah, I think everyone else
Okay.
can hear you, so I think you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue, Mr. Fishman.
This is a bar that's going to be called Ruth, which is my mother's name. And it's going to be at 665 Flatbush Avenue, which is between Hawthorne and Winthrop. It's a ground floor space that basically has been empty for 2 or 3 years. And so I'm very happy to be able to put something in here. I may be crazy, of course, for deciding to open a lounge restaurant in the middle of COVID, but I hope it works for me and for the neighborhood. It's going to be a lounge type bar. I currently own and have owned for the last 5 or so years Herbs on Beekman, and we have had a great experience there, and the community board's been very supportive, and I appreciate that. Like Herbs on Beekman, we're going to be hiring a lot of people from the neighborhood. Herbs currently has about, well, before COVID, it had about 15 employees, and I think all of them are from the neighborhood and several of them actually from the block. We're going to be welcoming everybody. We're going to be serving great cocktails at the same affordable price. And I suppose the difference is that Herbs is a bit, it's a bit younger as crowd goes, and there's live music and DJs. And this place is not going to have live music or DJs. It's going to be more of a place where people come and converse and meet, maybe have a date or a night out. In general, will be, I guess, a little lower key. And I hope it works. Any questions, please ask.
Any questions from the board?
Still there?
Not a question. I just wanted to say that I've always appreciated the folks that you hire at Herbs, and that they're from the community and from the block. I think that's a super important quality in a place. I've been through Herbs many times. I had my birthday there last year, actually. And I have always appreciated the people who work there and the sense of community from the bar.
Thank you.
I'll add on to that. You know, Herbs is one of my favorite places to go to, and I really enjoy that you have the Queer Girl on the Queue Line event every month. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We hope to get back to those events, by the way.
I think we can move to the next applicants.
Well, hold on. We'll just in interest, we'll entertain are there any questions from the community residents or anybody in the community? If you raise your hands, Khalid. Khalid, do you see anybody? I can't see anybody in the chat.
Yeah, I have a question. I'd like to make a comment. Josh Pierre, district leader in the 42nd Assembly District. So,
go ahead.
So one of the main concerns that we have right now with regards to the local Flatbush economy is our retail corridors, number one of them being Flatbush Avenue. And while I generally would not necessarily have come out and say, oh, I'd like to see another bar open, this is a bar that I've actually had. Herbs is a bar that I've had experience with in the community. And what we would like to see is not just the prevention of our retail corridor with higher vacancies, but also bar owners that are willing to engage all parts of our community. Just a year ago, I had a transportation meeting there with the Writers Alliance, and they were very welcoming. And I do notice that the proprietors of this business have come to a number of block associations and they choose to engage us. This is an indicator to me of somebody who's civic minded, and they're not just here to make money off of the community and bounce, which is a concern that many longtime residents have. So I'm definitely supportive, and I hope that in the same manner that they've been keeping Herbs a part of the community and not just a profit center, that they will do the same with this new business. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see Ms. Mercado. Did you have a comment or a question? Khalid, can you unmute Ms. Mercado, Arlene Mercado?
Yes, I did not get the address of the bar and lunch you, Mr. Fishman was going to open. I got their number, 665. What's the address?
665 Flatbush Avenue.
Thank you.
I dropped the full application in the chats, so you could even read the menu, exactly what they're trying to do, the hours of operation should all be in the chat, including the signatures of supports.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I think we can go on to the next applicant.
I think Ms. Hass has her here.
I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, I think Tessa has a question. Yeah, Ms. Hackavir, you have a question? Yeah, you have to unmute yourself.
She's actually a committee member of the public safety.
Okay. But I think she has a comment or a question. Khalid, can you unmute Ms. Hackavira?
Let me locate her. Hold on one second. Tessa, which?
It'll say administrator's iPad, I believe.
iPhone here? Okay, I think I see that.
Okay, I think I just unmuted myself.
Tessa,
did I unmute myself?
There you go.
Yes.
You did, Tessa. Go ahead.
Yes, I did. No, I'm on the Public Safety Committee. Thank you, Yakov. And so I heard from Mr. Fishman last night. And I just basically wanted to say that I echo District Leader Josh Pierce's statement about us, wanting our corridors to be, not closed up. And I just want Mr. Fishman to know that he's not crazy, that in every pandemic or whatever, that there's room for opportunity, and if he chooses to go forward with this opportunity for a space that's been shuttered for 2 to 3 years, that means it's if he has the capital and he's able to go in and sort of replicate IRVS that already has a good community feeling and a good community vibe. This is another place and another space, and expansion is good, and sometimes out of bad comes good. And so that, no, you're not crazy. You're doing a good thing and a relevant thing, and I wish you every success.
Thank you, Tessa. Okay.
Thank
Rabbi
you.
Berman, who else do you have?
We have here as well, we have Glue New York City here. They're also a new applicant.
Hello? Yes, I'm here for David, who couldn't attend today, but I tell you a little bit about the place. David has owned the location. David Schneider has owned the location for about 6 years now. There was a Oaxaca Rogers previously there. That location didn't really pan out for him. He has a little chain of this little taquerias across Manhattan, Brooklyn. He's down to 10. He downsized a little bit in the pandemic. So that place just wasn't working out as far as taqueria. And about a year ago, he decided to switch the concept over to a wine bar. And basically this has been operating as a wine bar since then. It's been pretty warmly received by the neighborhood, and basically this is where we are. Closes pretty early. Pretty big emphasis on wines, a little bit of beer, and appetizers.
I think we should entertain questions from the board.
Absolutely. If there are any questions from the board, could you raise your hands, please?
I'm sorry, I don't know how to raise my hand. Is this Fred? Is this Matthias? Is this Glue?
Yes.
This is Glue. Yeah, love Glue. Great place. I hope you guys, continue to do well under these circumstances. But I really had good experiences there.
Thank you.
Are there any questions, comments from board members? You can raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat alternatively as well, so we can see if you have a question. Okay, seeing none, we will entertain questions. Are there any community members who have any questions that they'd like to ask at this point? You can raise your hand, or you can also type your question into you can indicate in the chat that you have a question. All right, not a question, but it is agreed that glue is fantastic as is hers, from member Nolan Levinson. Ms. Mercado has a question. Is this another bar?
It has a bar, but it's very much a lounge, not even lounge. It's a table wine service. It's very very Brooklyn, very laid back. It's more of like a French spin on wine service. Glue is it's basically means sip in French. It's all about wine.
Thank you.
Sorry, I guess I do have a question. Is the operation any different than what it is currently? Is that what you're applying for? Like more than the wine that you already serve, or?
Well, the glue has been operating for about a year now. And it's, closing early, 11 o'clock, close on Mondays, open basically early dinner to basically 11 o'clock at night, never past midnight. Again, everything, emphasis is on wine. There's about 10 items on the menu. It's very laid back, very cool place. Definitely not a bar. It's not a bar.
Hi, this is Warren Burke. Is it okay to speak, Mr. Chair?
Sure. So just in the interest of time. So Warren, I think we have member Nicholas Almanor has a question after this as well. And we will close on member Almanor. So go ahead, Warren.
A very simple question. I wanted to know if do they serve organic wine? That's all.
Yes, there is. There's a few bottles of organic wine. Yes. And let me just add, there's no full license. It's just beer and wine. There's no hard liquor.
Okay.
Okay, hey, it's Warren. I ride past this place every day. It's on the corner, I believe, of Sterling and Rogers.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I've been there, and it's a very sedate, nice place. They've put some tables out, individual two-seaters, and it is quiet and just nice. That's my comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Warren.
Yep.
All right, we're going to close on that comment.
Chair, I just want to say that I just want to recommend that I don't believe Patina is here, but if they are, we could check. I think that the only one who didn't show up was PLG, so I just want to recommend that we do not vote on PLG, and we only vote on the entities that came to the committee, that appeared before the committee.
Okay, very well. So we'll entertain these applications in the voting section of our agenda. Okay, and with that, thank you very much, Rabbi Berman. We're going to go on in our agenda to the next section, which is public comment. Public comment is for exactly 30 minutes duration. Speakers are allowed 3 minutes maximum in terms of your comment before the board. Khalid, has anybody pre-registered and has any questions in advance?
So no one has called into the office, but I did message you. I'm not able to her name. I believe it is Lorraine. Give me 1 second. Lauren Avellino. I believe she is from Brooklyn Methodist. Let me just pull up the chat really quickly. Lauren, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Community Board 9. My name is Lauren Avellino. I am the Manager of Community Affairs at New York Presbyterian Brooklyn Methodist Hospital. We are located in the Park Slope section of Brooklyn, but despite our location, our largest patient base actually comes from Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights. We are on the brink of opening a new outpatient center, the Center for Community Health, which will be in the first quarter of 2021. February is the expected date. We offer a number of free community health programs. We are actually embarking on a series with the Brooklyn Public Library, Central Branch at Grand Army. So I'm gonna pop a flyer for some upcoming events in the chat. And we also we hired a fabulous woman by the name of Vivian B. She's a physician. She's chief of breast surgical oncology, and she is embarking on a breast cancer event in October with a bunch of area churches. So I'm going to pop information about that in the chat as well. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to chat me. If you can share the information, that'd be great. Some of the things that are on deck with the Brooklyn Public Library: prostate health, breast cancer. We'll be doing a heart health event. We'll be doing sports injuries. So I'm happy to share the news. And if anyone has any questions, please let me know. And that concludes it for me. Thank you. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, we have a number of community support groups that are happening virtually, including cancer support groups, brain aneurysm support group, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. More information, again, will be posted in the chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Evelyn. The new center you're opening up, where is that going to be located?
It's located across the street from the hospital in Park Slope. So it's directly across the street from us on 6th Street between 7th and 8th Avenues. It's at the corner of 6th Street and 8th Avenue. It's an outpatient ambulatory care center. So there'll be oncology services there, an infusion center. There'll be endoscopy. Basically, it's sort of going to alleviate the pressures on the hospital that was the existing hospital, which is doing inpatient and outpatient procedures. Across the street will be strictly outpatient, ambulatory, same day kind of procedures.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Are there any questions for Ms. Avellino while we have her on the line?
I just want to find out from her, Miss Avellino. Am I pronouncing it right? Or if I can call you Lauren, if it's okay.
Yeah, Lauren is fine. Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Francisco Leopold. I'm the Chair for Health and Social Services. So on the 1st of October will be my committee meeting. So can I get your information so I can start bar with you?
I would
maybe
be
you
happy.
can join the meeting next week so I can get some more information from you.
Absolutely. I'll chat you. No problem.
Yeah. So can you send me your information privately in the chat for me, please?
I will do that, and I think I have your email on file, so I'll do both.
You do?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. I think we met. So we did a cancer roundtable event at the library, and we might have met at that event.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. Khalid, is there anybody else who would like to speak for public commentary?
I'm sorry, Fred, did you hear that? No one has mentioned anything to me, or I don't see any hands raised. I messaged you a list of elected officials / representatives that should be present. I haven't seen anybody leave the meeting as of yet.
I do see. So we're going to do this,
Oh, I'm
and I'll
sorry.
apologize.
I'm sorry, Kim Robinson from Councilmember Samuel's office. Is this my time to talk?
You know what? You've already got the mic on that. Let's go for it.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
let me just be clear. And I'll definitely say that we're probably going to be a little bit more informal today. So I know there's a particular order we usually do it in, but we are going to recognize all the officials who are here as well and their representatives. And I want to thank everyone in advance for joining us for our first meeting of the year. So Kim, I would ask, go ahead, please. If you could please keep the remarks brief, only because we want to make sure we get to the rest of the agenda.
Not a problem. And that I apologize. I was actually trying to do something else. But good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kim Robinson. I represent Councilmember Alika Ampry Samuel from the 41st District. That's covering Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights, Bronxville, East Flatbush. On behalf of, again, bring greetings on behalf of the council member. I just wanted to really stress 2 events that we have happening. Of course, it's all about trying to get the numbers up for the censors and registering voters. It's extremely important that we get the word out that we only got, I think, about 5 days left to for the censors, and we're really trying to push to get those numbers up. So we have events in our office at 400 Rockaway on Wednesdays. For those who, did not fill out the censors, also we're encouraging them, they can either call or they can go online, my2020census.gov. So we're really stressing that to get out. Now we have an event on Saturday, the 26th at, oh wow, I'm gonna have to get that address for you. I'll put it in the chat, where it's a harvest farm on Saratoga Farm, which is on Fulton Street. I don't remember the correct address in the chat in a minute. And we're encouraging everyone to come out. There's food, there's census, voters registration, and it's all about getting the community. And again, we want to make sure that the community stays safe. Wear your mask, wear your mask, wear your mask. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kim. And thank you very much to the council member as well. Next, I would like to acknowledge we have with us this evening, we have Assembly Member Diana Richardson.
Okay, thank you, Fred, and good evening to everybody in Community Board 9. I'm so happy to be with you guys. It's a little different this year, but we'll get used to Zooming in and out of these meetings. During the entire pandemic and COVID-19, I really want to take a moment just to amplify the good work that Community Board 9 has been doing in partnership with not only my office, but several local businesses and entities around the community withstanding in the food insecurities gap. We've been able to distribute food in the community for the last 26 weeks. Put that into perspective. So we had that going strong at various locations around the district. I'm going to have one of my staff members drop the Wednesday through Saturday calendar in the chats for anyone. Please, we have so much resources here. Do not let food, do not let pride stand in the way of you getting your basic needs met. We know folks have lost their job and the unemployment is being shrinking up here and there, so just reach out. Today's National Voters Registration Day. We were able to register a number of people to vote around the 43rd Assembly District, and I just wanted to highlight Irvs on Beekman, who happened to come here tonight for a liquor license for a new location or whatever it is that they're doing here tonight. But I want everybody to know that they're also a really awesome community partner. They allowed their business to be a voter registration site today in the community from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I think it's important that we see that this particular business is not only standing in the small business gap, but also doubling over as social services and other things we may need. Kim talked about the census, so I'll underscore our numbers are down, but we can get far if we talk to our neighbors, do our blocks, do our buildings, and just spread the word as much as possible. I request to come and speak before the board at possibly the October, maybe the November meeting. There is a lot of development happening in the 43rd Assembly District by way of Vital Brooklyn. We were able to greenlight Kingsbrook Estates, Google it. We were able to greenlight Clarkson Estates, as well as a community development center, Google it. And right now there is a RFP out for the Kingsborough Psychiatric Plot of Land, 7 acres of development. Please have the housing chair reach out to our office. Let's connect and work on this, because it's a very, very complex site, which already has 2 shelters on it. We have to break those down, rebuild them, try to build houses, so much more. Can't go into it now in the interest of time, but request to be able to come back to the board so we can have a fruitful conversation so that CB9's voice is captured. But please note, we do get civic minded the 4th Saturday of every month, and this is where the forum has been set for my Assembly District, which is a great portion of CB9 for the last 4 years. So as you see these projects coming out, the community voice is being captured at that meeting. I encourage you to be activated and involved. Please, CB9, you all are invited to the Mega Everest College Station renaming, which will take place on October the 1st on the corner of President Street and Nostrand. I did reach out to Ms. Carmen Martinez, Transportation Chair, to also work on some other initiatives and endeavors where transportation is concerned, because I do have some money from the state that I want to spend in a very thoughtful way with the community input, but everyone is invited. It took 4 years to get that particular legislation passed in the state legislature. Now this is the culmination event. So let's come out and celebrate together. And I'll end by saying Team Richardson and CB9 always usually collaborate for Thanksgiving. So I look forward to, developing some ideas around what we can do there. My office is closed technically because number one, I've had staff members impacted by COVID, but number two, the square footage here is not large enough for us to open in a very safe way right now. Ultimately, there's been a number of problems here at my district office. So this is the early heads up that ultimately by the end of the year, I have to move this office. So the 43rd AD office will be moving. I'm looking for anywhere around 1,800 to 2,300 square feet. If you guys know of any locations within the district, particularly, I really want to stay from about Bedford to New York, from Eastern Parkway to Clarkson. So think about that box, and if you know any spaces, please help us to find a new location. And then you can call and email us. Just because the physical doors are closed, we remain open and ready to serve. So happy National Voter Registration Day. Your love and support is what always carries me, because politics isn't easy. And have a good night and keep up the good work in all of your respective fields. And just thank you.
Thank you, Member Richardson, for all the work you do. Of course, there's a certain sense of pride because, you want to see V9. So, see our members go on. Well, it's been great work. Appreciate you and everything you do. Okay, I would also like to acknowledge we have Ricardo Newball from Brooklyn Borough Hall. Are you on the line, Ricardo?
Good evening. Good evening. Like many other elected officials, I would just like to highlight the importance of doing the census. Brooklyn is down about 54%. We're extremely undercounted. So as stated before, just try to get out and do it yourself, help your neighbors. It's very important that we get this done. The deadline is September 30th, so we only have 8 days left to finish this up. And also Brooklyn Borough Hall, we're still addressing any issues that you may have in the community. You can give us a call at 718-802-3700 or send an email to askeric@brooklynbp.nyc.gov. We're always here to address any concerns or issues that you're having. And I hope everyone has a good night. Stay safe.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. I would also like to acknowledge Eli Slavin from Congresswoman Yvette Clarke's office.
Good evening, everybody.
Eli.
Thank you. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, for those of the Jewish faith, the Congresswoman wishes you all a Happy New Year and the whole community Happy New Year. I don't want to sound like beating a dead horse, but the census. Our office has been collaborating with the Census Bureau. We've had, many of you may have seen, in front of many of the supermarkets tables, and we were quite successful in having people fill out the census. We've had a number of biking events for the census. Before I go on, I'll be very short. Our office is open, but by appointment only. We alternate our staff. We'll have half of the staff, so each member is in one room alone with a mask, and we alternate. So we are open, but by appointment only. So please, anybody has any federal issues, other concerns, 718-287-1142. That's 718-287-1142. I won't hold you long, but I just want to bring the number of bills that passed in the House. The Postal Service Protection Bill, which gives $25 billion for the Postal Service. The House also passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. The H.R. 2 moving forward, which addresses the infrastructure bill. And the members have been very busy trying with her colleagues to get the Senate to vote on the H.R. 8, which is the gun control for the universal background check. So again, thank you for having me, and all of us, let's all stay safe.
Thank you very much. Okay, and with that, we're going to move on in the agenda. We're going to go to our business session.
Hold on, Fred, before you continue, there is, I don't know who this Edu is. Their hand has been raised before. The
I am
elected.
sorry, I didn't realize he's here.
I don't.
Yes, please. Edu Hermelin?
Wow, Fred, that's funny. Good
I
evening.
didn't see you. I didn't see you on the list.
Good evening, everyone at Committee Board 9. I definitely look forward to working with you throughout the year. For those of you who do not know me, I'm sure all of you all do know me. My name is Edu Hermelin, and I'm the new New York State Committeeman and District Leader for the 43rd Assembly District. The National Registration Day, I was out throughout the district and also neighboring districts registering new voters today and also doing the census. We only have 8 more days left until the deadline, so I just want to make sure that I was doing my part and making sure that we get the message out there. I also want to correct the Assembly member, Diana C. Richardson. Although she's been working 4 years legislatively to get the passage of the Medgar Evers, renaming the Medgar Evers, she's actually been fighting since day one to fight to get the renaming done. So I was there physically to see her go toe-to-toe with the Department of Transportation. So I'd like to acknowledge her and congratulate her for creating that and establishing that. But I also look forward to working with the other elected officials, and as we unite and move Brooklyn together, we need to make sure that everybody's voting November 3rd. Early voting starts October 24th, and everybody needs to do their job as far as making sure that we get the right person in the office, especially the big office. So Chairperson Baptiste, members of Committee Board 9, thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much, Edu. And my apologies, no slight intended, absolutely none.
That's the alpha mistake, I get it.
Oh. Wow. But in any case, I'll get you offline for that. All right. And although he's not an elected in our district, I definitely want to acknowledge with us this evening, we have Josh Pierre. Josh, I think you said Josh would like to just say a few quick words. Very brief remarks, please.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Love coming to CB9. Just to be clear, I no longer represent the Office of New York City Comptroller, Scott Stringer, so anything I do say is on my own behalf. I just want to flag that last time I spoke here was about the budget deficit in the city. We still do face a budget crisis, and I think it's critically important that CB9 in particular pay attention to this. Sanitation, education, healthcare, transportation, all of these things that affect our quality of life will be impacted by the city's budget. And as these talks are happening, I hope members will stay involved and stay engaged. And I also wanted to let the community board and the Flatbush area know that we will be hosting a free outdoor art exhibit in October at Salem Missionary Baptist Church. I will share the link. The goal is to get people acclimated to social distancing while also continuing to enjoy life in our local community. So I'll share the link below. We do ask that those who do attend do socially distance and wear their masks. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Josh. Okay. And before I go on and make another mistake, Khalid, are there any other elected officials or representatives on the line that I have not acknowledged?
So far as I'm seeing from our participants, there are none. If there are any elected officials or representatives, I would ask, of course, that they raise their hand or make themselves known. I believe we have everyone covered from the 51 participants we have tonight.
Okay, and with that being said, again, I want to thank all of our electeds and all the representatives. Truly, the work that we're able to accomplish as a community is because of the strong partnerships we've developed. And we look forward to continuing to work with you in terms of advocating for our community and making sure that services are delivered and our people are heard. Thank you very much, and looking forward to a positive and productive year going forward. With that, we are going to now go into our business session. I would ask the board secretary, Alejandra Carballo, to please call the roll.
Okay. Everyone, please, I don't know if we can unmute everybody so we can quickly get through the roll without having to wait too long. So please be ready to unmute yourself if you're not. So we'll go ahead and get started. Nicholas Almanor.
Yeah, present.
Stuart Ballberg. Stuart Ballberg. Last call for Stuart Ballberg. Fred Baptiste.
Present.
Virginia Bechtold. Virginia Bechtold. Rabbi Yaakov Berman.
Present.
Warren Burke.
Here.
Augustine Blackwell. Augustine Blackwell.
Present.
Thank you. Aaron Brown.
Aaron Brown is present.
I am present. Suki Chong.
Present.
Michelle DeRosier.
Present.
Verlene Dozier. Verlene Dozier. Last one, Verlene Dozier. Okay. Rosemary Evering.
I believe Rosemary Evering is actually here. I admitted her. Rosemary, can you please confirm your attendance, please? Where is she?
She's muted.
Rosemary, can you hear me? Ms. Evering?
Okay, let's come back to Ms. Evering. So Khalid, if you could try and reach her separately.
Will do.
She unmuted herself, but we can't hear her.
I can follow up with her. Tessa Hackett Vieira.
Here.
Bishop Solvetta Hamilton Gonzalez. Bishop Solvetta Hamilton Gonzalez. Shlomo Zalman Hecht. Shlomo Zalman Hecht. Wayne King.
Present.
Thank you. Primo Lasana.
Present.
Mina Legault.
Mina Lagute is present.
Lagute. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Francisca Leopold.
Present.
Nolan Levinson.
Present.
Melanie Lewis. Melanie Lewis. Last call, Melanie Lewis. Michael Liburn.
I'm just admitting Michael Liburn into the room. He was here originally. He might have
There was a spot in before I can even put the column reverse. Somebody chose it.
Hold on 1 second, Carmen. You can try him again, Alejandra, for Michael.
Michael Liburn.
Here.
Thank you. Matthias Limburger.
Present.
Menachem Margolin.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The bathroom.
Again, Menachem Margolin. Robert Mitchell. Robert Mitchell. Carmen Martinez.
Here.
Vivian Morgan.
Here.
Pat Moses.
Here.
Beverly Newsom. Beverly Newsom. Yankee Pearson. Yankee Pearson. Okay. Riel Peerbooms.
Present.
Amy Pinkerton. Amy Pinkerton. Okay, hold on. Unella Romperi. Unella Romperi. Dexter Roberts. Dexter Roberts. Mary Rollerson Blackett. Mary Rollerson Blackett. Desma Ross.
Present.
Melissa Severe.
Present.
Rashida Sadiq.
Present here.
Shanina Spurlin. Shanina Spurlin. Debbie Timothy.
Present.
Linda Watson Lord. Linda Watson Lord. Evelyn Williams.
Just for Dexter versus present, forgive me please. I was trying to like switch and I couldn't, but I'm present.
What's your name?
Dexter Roberts.
Okay. Okay. Is Evelyn Williams present? Lorianne Woolsey. Lorianne Woolsey. Okay. Mr. Chair, we have 26 present.
We have 26 members currently listed as present. We have a quorum. Thank you very much. In a few minutes, if it's possible, if you could recall the roll just to confirm the attendance for those who didn't respond before. All right, but we're going to move on currently to the next item on the agenda. Item B in the business session, committee reports. So as this is the first meeting of the year, we have convened our committees. All the committee assignments have been done. Not all committees have met. Some have met informally. For those committees that have met, is there anyone who would like to give a brief report for the board in terms of your current activities?
I can give a report of the activities of the District Manager Search Committee, because we have been extremely active over the summer. So we met for the first time since the pandemic started in August, I believe it was August 4th, to reconvene the process. And due to a particular issue with resumes expiring on the Indeed, we had to resubmit the posting. And we also did it as a sense of fairness to give more people an opportunity to apply. So starting at the beginning of September, we've met a total, I believe, of 4 times. And we have reviewed over 100 resumes. I believe we have at least 50 more to review. And so I want to thank all the committee members who have engaged in that process. Once we finish reviewing all of the resumes, which the final date we will accept resumes is next Wednesday, the 30th. That is the last day we'll accept resumes. We will move on to an interview process. where we will do first round interviews and then have a second round interview. And then once we get a list of either 3 to 5 final candidates, we will present to the exec committee, and we will have a special community board meeting dedicated to just meeting the community board members. I mean, for the final candidates for the district manager position to meet the community board members, and the community board members can actually ask questions and engage with them and get to know who they are. And then at the next meeting, we can have the actual vote for the district manager position. So it is moving along quite smoothly, and I want to thank all the members of the committee, Matthias, Ms. Evering, Amy, and Michelle. They have been showing up every night and working on reviewing 25 resumes a night. So thank you all, and we're hoping by the end of this year, we will have a district manager.
Thank you very much, and my thanks to your committee as well for all the hard work you're doing. Are there any other committee chairs on the line who would like to report?
Good evening. This is Vivian Morgan, Chair for Parks and Recreation. So we were able to meet September 17th for a brief welcome. And our next meeting is scheduled for October 8th. So I'm looking forward to meeting and getting some work done. That's basically it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vivian. Okay, thank you very much. Madam Secretary, just for the record, I do see Janella Rome Perry is present. If you could please mark her as present.
Hi, as well as Beverly Newsom. She just entered as well. I believe she might be having internet connectivity issues. She's been in and out, but just want to make note of that too.
Okay, thank you very much for that, please. All right. Okay, so now we are going to, we're going to skip item C, which is the district office report. Unfortunately, our assistant district manager, Mia Hilton, is not feeling well this evening, so she's not able to give her report. We will defer that until next month, where we'll be able to give an update in terms of all the administrative activities that the office is doing. So at this point, we're going to go to my chairman's report. And I just really want to, again, thank everyone for coming this evening. I want to thank all of the board members for your commitment and your sacrifice, because I definitely understand that there are other things you can be doing. You became board members to serve, to help advocate, to make sure that our district is getting everything that it deserves. So I thank you in advance for all the hard work you've done and that you will be doing. When I was elected last year, there were a number of points that I wanted to set as an agenda for our district. So my vision of the board included reviewing and revising our bylaws. I think this is something that's very important. It's critical. We've made a lot of steps forward. I think part of that movement forward is that we need to actually look at our document that really kind of dictates what we do and how we do it, and make sure that it's modernized and reflects how we want to operate as a board going forward. So we want to make sure that CB9 is really operating in the 21st century, and we're poised and positioned and structured in a manner so that way we can take on the challenges of the 21st century district. One of the other things that I pointed out was, and again, I think that as we mark this milestone of 200,000 deaths, we know that we wanted to, we knew that we have to incorporate social distancing as part of the way we operate. For as much as I want to hope that there is a virus, a magic bullet out there that solves all of our problems, I don't believe it's there. I think that our priority should be to take care of our membership. It should be to take care of our community. So one of the things that we are doing as that part of this is incorporating social distancing, as evidenced by the fact that you see that we're meeting by teleconference. One of the things that we are advocating for as a district is that we should have this as an option going forward as well. Just from my 8 years tenure in the board, there are definitely periods of time where it's tough, especially when we get to the winter season. We're talking about possibilities of twindemics, where we're not even talking about just COVID, but we're talking about flus, and we have colds, and we have senior members as well, who, sometimes the winter months pose a challenge in terms of coming. So one of the things we're looking at is trying to see if we can solidify that as part of the way we operate. Also with social distancing, and just as a notice as well, one of the things we are doing, very similar to what Assemblymember Richardson said, is that we are limiting access to the office. This is a health concern. We want to make sure our staff is protected. We want to make sure the community is protected as well. So the office is open in terms of we are conducting business, but in order to actually go to the office, you do need to contact the office in advance and schedule. So that way we can make sure that we don't have too many people in the office at any given moment, and we can make sure we're protecting everyone's health. One of the things that we'd also pointed out was that we want to strengthen our technology portfolio. Again, we're doing teleconferencing. I wanted to say that last year it was an experiment. This year, I think it was something that we were very successful in doing in terms of our committees. The canvas for our committees was done almost 100% electronically. And I think we were able to get fantastic results in terms of our committees. I think we get very, very good turnout, very, very good response. Our community came out as well. And we have a lot of new members who've been able to join our committees. And we want to continue in that vein in terms of leveraging technology to work more efficiently. One of the things that I also said we wanted to do is we wanted to provide training because we know that it's always been a challenge in terms of sometimes we just throw our members into the fire where they're expected to know how to operate a community board. So to that end, one of the things I'm happy to announce One of the things that I am happy to announce is that we are going to have a board training. We are going to be sending out a save the date. Tentatively, we're looking at doing it for October 22nd. At this board training, we are going to discuss some of the topics that are going to be necessary for our board members to operate effectively and efficiently, and with full understanding of our role. So we'll be covering a number of topics. It'll include parliamentary procedure. It'll include an understanding of the ULURP process. It'll include conflicts of interest, making sure that we understand how we're supposed to conduct ourselves and operate as a board. If members have ideas for topics, please feel free to reach out, but we will have a save the date as well as a list of topics that will be covered during the training coming out shortly. And ultimately, and I think this is a common theme that we've heard for this evening, it's about increased advocacy for our community. Now is a perilous time in our country, and it's a perilous time in our district. We're talking about businesses that have been here for years that are in danger of never coming back. We've already seen loss, tremendous loss, too much loss in terms of people loved ones that are no longer here. So we need to advocate for those health resources and those things that are going to help us as a community. The census. Absolutely, we want to make sure we're pushing to make sure that we stand up and are counted to make sure that we get our fair share as a neighborhood. So really that is kind of the agenda that I would like to see pushed. But again, this is my view of some of the things that I would like to see happen, but this is not exhausted by any means. I count on my board members, I count on my fellow board members, and I count on our community to let us know those things we should be working on. So please feel free at any time to reach out to let us know that these are the things that are not being covered, the gaps that we need to address. And as a board, we'll tackle those issues. That's one thing as chair, and that's one thing as a board I know we're not afraid of, is dealing with the hard questions. So I think that in terms of our meeting forms, we're going to be leveraging electronic. So we'll be meeting virtually through at least the rest of 2020. And in 2021, we'll be able to look and see what the landscape looks like, and we'll see where appropriate, if it's appropriate to meet, or if it's not appropriate, if it's not the right timing, continuing teleconferencing. Again, I want to thank the search committee for their hard work. I think last year when we empaneled them, we said this is going to be the next and last search committee. And I want to say that I'm very proud of the work they're doing to help me not be a liar. And I'm looking forward to getting leadership in the office. And at this time, I also do want to thank our Assistant District Manager, Mia Hilton, and our Community Associate, Khalid Nixon, for all the work that they do in terms of keeping that office afloat. We haven't had a district manager in there for a while, but our office has not skipped a beat. That office continues to run, and it continues to run in an effective and professional manner, and I want to thank them for everything they do. So meeting schedules, we will continue to our tradition of meeting on the 4th Tuesdays of the month. Obviously, one of the things that we're trying to do is make sure that we're also looking ahead and being responsive to where those points where it can't happen. So we've sent out a calendar. It has been sent out to all the board members. It will be published on our website as well with all of our meeting dates for the year. We're also in conversation with our committee chairs, and we also want to make sure that they're posting meeting dates in advance as well. So we want to try and see if we can get full year calendars out. Again, I want to be respectful of everyone's time. The only thing I ask is that we're going to try and make sure you have the dates in advance. And the only thing I ask is for our committees, our membership, to the best of our ability to honor those commitments in terms of dutifully attending your committee meetings and making sure you're attending these board meetings. We've been through bad times in terms of we've had meetings where we lost quorum or didn't even achieve quorum. I think we've turned a corner last year where I think we have a lot of great new energy. And I want to thank some of our grizzled veterans who stuck by and are here to still handle the business. And I'm looking forward to even bigger and better things as we go forward. And with that, again, I want to thank everyone for your service, and I'm looking forward to a very productive year. And that concludes my chairman's report. At this time, we are going to go on to item E, which are the voting items. We currently have 3 liquor license applications that we will be voting on this evening. Oh, actually, before we go on, I did have one final point that I did wanted to add about the to my chairman's report. So there's going to be a lot of work we're going to do. One of the areas that we're definitely going to be focusing on is budgets. So in the committee meetings coming up, the committees are going to be charged with setting their agendas for the year, and I want those agendas to be aggressive. I want them to, let's stretch. We don't need to be safe about it. Let's see what we can accomplish. Let's push ourselves. The other part that the committees will be charged with doing is identifying those budget items, the money that we need to make sure starts to come into the district. There will be information that the district office has been gathering in terms of our past asks, and we'll be looking at how we actually continue with making asks for budgets in the future. In terms of, I don't want to see the same things coming over and over and over again and us receiving the same responses from agencies. Let's put hard dollars to amounts. Let's document the amount of times we've asked for this and get commitments from the city in terms of, okay, if not now, when? So that is one of the things we're going to be working on. And I'm really trusting our committees that we're going to do that work and we're going to get this pushed. I'm sorry, so let me go back. So back to item E, we're going to our voting items. I will call upon the chair of the Public Safety Committee again to introduce the items, the resolutions, and we're going to vote on those.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I just want to say that we voted unanimously to support all 3 establishments, and we've all heard from the owners, and the committee suggests that we support these applications. Would you like me to read off the applications again, or can we just go to take a motion from the floor to support these establishments? I think we should do it one by one, right? Because there's 2 renewals.
Well, let me
and there's 1 renewal and 2 new applications.
Well, let me do this very quickly. Is there any objection from the membership for combining these for one vote?
I think we have to separate, Mr. Chair, the renewals and the new applicants.
And we can do that as well. Very well, we can do that. Which ones are renewals?
There's 1 renewal, and it's the one that's in Patina.
Brooklyn Botanic, Patina BBG LLC is the renewal.
Right. Blue, an entity to be formed by Stephen Fishman, are new applications.
Okay, very well.
Chair, I would like to vote separately on the applications.
Very well, we can do that as well. Okay, so we're going to vote on them separately. So the first renewal application, that's for Patina, is that correct?
Correct. The only one we have before us now, yes.
Okay, so we have a renewal application for Patina BBG located at 900-1000 Washington Avenue. I'll entertain a motion to approve the recommendation of the committee.
Motion to approve the application for PBG.
Second.
moved by Francisco Leopold, seconded by Warren Burke. The motion is on the floor. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Thank you. Everyone, make sure you're ready to unmute yourselves. It's alphabetical, so if your name is approaching, please be ready to unmute yourself. So on the matter of renewing Patina's license, let's see, Nicholas Almanor.
Yes.
Stuart, oh, sorry, not present. Brett Baptiste.
Vote yes.
Let me make sure this here. Not present. Rabbi Yaakov Berman.
Yes.
Warren Burke.
Yes.
Augustine Blackwell.
Yes.
Aaron Brown.
Yes.
Alejandro Carballo, I vote yes. Suki Chung.
Yes.
Michelle DeRosier.
Yes.
Miss Rosemary Evering. Rosemary Evering. Tessa Hackett Vieira.
Yes.
Alejandra, Rosemary Evering typed in yes in the chat.
Okay. Wayne King.
Yes.
How does she skip me?
Primo Lasana.
I have my hand up.
Primo Lasana.
I apologize. Yes.
Francisca Leopold.
Yes.
Mena Lagute.
I vote yes.
Nolan Levinson.
Yes.
Michael Liebert.
Yes.
Matthias Limburger.
Yes. Yes.
Carmen Martinez.
Yes.
Vivia Morgan.
Yes.
Pat Moses.
Yes.
Beverly Newsom.
Yes.
Riel Peerbooms.
Yes.
Unella Rome Perry.
Yes.
Dexter Roberts. Dexter Roberts. Hey, please type it in the chat if you're able to. Otherwise, it'll be marked as no vote. Desmo Ross. Desmo Ross. Melissa Sevier.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, who was the other one?
Desma.
Okay. Rashida Sadiq.
Yes.
Debbie Timothy.
Yes.
29 votes in favor, no votes against, and just the missing vote of Dexter Roberts.
I vote in the affirmative.
Okay, so that is 29 votes.
Yes.
Alejandro, I want to make note that Rabbi Sperlin is also in, he's joined into the chat.
Okay.
Rabbi Sperlin, I don't know if you can make yourself known and cast your vote if it's possible, or you can type it into the chat if you're available.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Rabbi.
And
Did
also,
you-
there is, I'm sorry, Fred, and there's somebody here, 917-476-5581. Can you please make yourself known? They just submitted themselves. 917-476-5581.
Is this Ms. Williams?
Hello, this is Bishop Gonzalez.
Oh,
Bishop
I thought
Gonzalez,
it was
okay.
I've been raising my hand. I said hello when I answered when you called the roll, and now you're calling and you're not calling me to vote. Is there a problem?
Bishop Gonzalez, we didn't know that it was you. My apologies. You have my sincerest apologies for that one.
But if somebody let me in. I've been sitting here. She called my name. I'm saying present, and she's not hearing. I have my hand up, and no one is responding. The chairman let me in. Am I forgotten? I don't know.
No, Ms. Gonzalez, please, no. It's just that it's very difficult to manage this system, especially if it's just by myself. But you've been acknowledged now. You have my sincerest apologies for that one, right?
I got it. And my vote is yes.
And also the name is coming, it just came with a number, it does not have a name.
Yes.
So it's difficult to know who it is.
All right, so who is?
That's Bishop Sevilla Gonzalez Hamilton.
Okay.
And Bishop Gonzalez, your vote is for the application, is yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. So Alejandro, well, actually, before we do that, so is there anyone else whose name has been called who you didn't hear an acknowledgement of your vote? Okay, seeing none. So Alejandro, so what's the final tally?
$30 in favor.
30 in favor. How many opposed?
None opposed.
Any no votes, abstentions?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion carries. The application is approved. Thank you very much. Rabbi Berman, the next application we're considering?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Let us do the next one that came, the entity to be formed by Stephen Fishman.
Very well. So the committee had voted unanimously to approve the application, correct?
We have voted, and we also want to, Mr. Fishman has been a dedicated member of the community, very helpful with many projects with both the broader community and the board. And we unanimously voted to support his application. We wish him well with his new venture.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'll entertain a motion at this time to accept the committee's recommendation and approve the application.
So moved. Tessa Hackett Vera, committee member.
I have a motion by Tessa Hackett Vera. Do I have a second?
Nicholas Almanor, second.
I see a second by member Nicholas Almanor. All right, moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Any questions? And let me
Okay.
check the chat. Hold on, let me check the chat first because I've already gotten in trouble for this already. Seeing no questions. All right, we will. Madam Secretary, if you can, please call the roll.
For the approval of the new venture by Stephen Fishman, Nicholas Almanor.
Yes, approved.
Fred Baptiste,
I vote yes.
Rabbi Yaakov Berman,
Yes.
Warren Burke,
Yes.
Augustine Blackwell,
Yes.
Aaron Brown,
Yes.
Alejandra, I vote yes. Suki Chung. Suki?
Abstain. Abstain.
Michelle DeRosier?
Yes.
Verlene Dozier? Verlene, oh, sorry, actually, they're absent. I apologize. Rosemary Evering. See the yes. Tessa Hackett Vieira.
Absolutely.
Bishop Sylvana Hamilton Gonzalez.
Yes.
Wayne King.
Yes.
Primo Lasana.
Yes.
Francisca Leopold.
Yes.
Dana Lagute.
I vote yes.
Nolan Levinson.
Yes.
Michael Liebert. Sorry. Michael Liebert.
Yes.
Matthias.
Liebert, yes.
Thank you. Matthias Limburger.
Yes.
Carmen Martinez.
Yes.
Vivia Morgan.
Yes.
Pat Moses.
Yes.
Beverly Newsome.
Yes.
Wow.
Gail Peerbooms.
Yes.
Unella Rome Perry.
Yes.
Dexter Roberts.
Yes.
Desma Ross.
Yes.
Desma Ross. That's called Desma Ross. Melissa Sevier.
Yes.
Sorry, that was from Desma.
Desma.
Okay. And Melissa Sevier. Melissa Sevier. Rashida Sadiq.
Yes.
Rabbi Sperling.
Yes.
Debbie Timothy.
Yes.
Lorraine Wolseley. Lorraine Wolseley. I don't call Lorraine Wolseley.
I don't believe Lorraine is present, Alejandra, but I do think that Beverly Newsome is actually present. I don't know if we
Yeah, she
been able to. She did? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
I didn't hear from her. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so with that,
Actually, can you call Melissa? I thought I saw Melissa. Wasn't Melissa on before? Didn't she vote earlier?
Melissa is here. Could only assume she might be. I've asked her to unmute. She might be away from her computer.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I stepped away from my computer. I did not hear that portion. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. We're currently voting on. Wow, which one are we voting on? I'm losing track.
a new business by Steve Fishman.
Yes.
Yes, the owner of Herbs. That's a yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Are there any other members who had any difficulties who would like to cast their vote at this time? Please do so. Unmute your microphone or put it in the chat, please. Okay, seeing none.
With that, 30 yes votes, 1 abstention.
30 yes votes, 1 abstention. Any noes?
No no's.
Okay, thank you very much. Motion carries. The application is approved. And I think we had one last one. Was that for Glue? Is that right, Rabbi Berman?
Yes, Glue, New York City. The committee voted to recommend as well to provide a letter of support. I understand they're also having some difficulties as with many small businesses due to COVID, and we wish them well, and we wish all small businesses in our district well.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair, we continue with the vote for the first count that went out. What was the count for the first one? 30?
So I miscounted and I just recounted again because we had, so it was actually 31, not 30. So it was 31 in favor, 13 absent. And then for this one, we had 30 yes, 1 abstention, 13 absent.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we have from the Public Safety Chair, the application was reviewed and approved by the committee. I'll entertain at this time a motion to accept the committee's recommendation and approve the application.
Accept committee's recommendation and provide a letter of support. Just, yeah.
Second, Michael Liber.
All right, so we have a motion by Rabbi Berman. We have a second by Michael LeBerg.
I'm not sure, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure if I was just clarifying that our motion is to provide a letter of support as per the committee's recommendation. I don't know that I should be making the motion, committee chair.
No problem. So moved, Michael Liber.
Moved by Michael
Second,
Liber.
Warren Burke.
Seconded by Warren Burke. Thank you very much, Rabbi. Rectify the situation. All right, so we have a motion on the floor. Are there any questions?
Which application is this again? Just to double check.
This is for Glue. Glue. All right, so we have.
And that's for renewal. That's for renewal, right?
No, it's
Glue is for a new wine site. I'm sorry, new wine, beer, and cider application. Is that correct, Rabbi?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Didn't this establishment come to us before for the same thing? So shouldn't it be a renewal? I'm just curious.
It has to be a renewal. They're already a wine and cider bar.
No,
Yeah, because is that place? That's the place right there on Sterling on Rogers Avenue. That's right.
If we can, Rabbi Berman, please clarify it. Yeah.
So first of all, they were operating on a temporary permit for the last year, and I believe there was an establishment there with another name before, but there was a change. But this is a new application.
Rabbi last year this was presented to us because we questioned it and then he said that it was changed, and then this application was presented for a new license because it was changed from one person to the other. I remember that. That's the reason why I'm asking the question. So that's why I'm saying that. Sorry, Warren?
This is Warren Burke. They were originally approved. I believe there's been a change of ownership, And that's the purpose of this vote. Am I right, Yaakov?
Is that a,
That was
is
my,
that a second, is that a second owner, change of ownership?
Correct. I don't know if it's a second, but yes, the first, there's been a change and they have to reapply.
Yaakov, Marek Schwett is still
Okay, hold on.
currently with us. Maybe if you'd like further guidance from him, he's one of the
Well, hold on.
representatives.
If I can interject. So in the chat, so we have the representative from Blue saying it's a new entity, but the same 100% shareholder.
Correct.
So there's a change in entity.
So basically, it's a new company taking over another business, another company's business. So it happens that it is the same shareholder, the same person owns 100% shares of both entities. Just for clarification, Oaxaca Rogers LLC ceased to operate, ceased existence, but the same person owned 100% shares of Oaxaca Rogers LLC as well as Glue. So it's the same person that owns both businesses, but the biggest entity just died.
So that required a new application, so it has to be a new application?
There has to be the application.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah. There's just no other way, unfortunately.
and you've been operating on a temporary permit for about a year, correct?
Yeah, just exactly, yes. 9 months. Yep.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, are there any other questions? Seeing none, we'll call the question. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Yes, this is for the approval of the license for Glue. Nicholas Almanor,
Yes.
Fred Baptiste,
Yes.
Rabbi Berman,
Yes.
Warren Burke,
Yes.
Augustine Blackwell.
No,
No?
that's what I said.
Okay, just double checking. Thank you. Aaron Brown,
Yes.
Alejandra, I vote yes. Suki Chong,
Yes.
Michelle DeRosier,
Yes.
Ms. Rosary Evering, yes. Tessa Hackett Vieira,
Yes.
Bishop Solvetta Hamilton Gonzalez,
Hold on.
Bishop Solvetta Hamilton Gonzalez.
Khalid,
Yes.
can you unmute? Oh, okay, we have it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wayne King,
Yes. Yes.
Primo Asana,
Yes.
Francisca Leopold,
Yes.
Daniel Lagute,
I vote yes.
Nolan Levinson,
Yes.
Michael Liburd,
Yes.
Matthias Limburger,
Yes.
Carmen Martinez,
Yes.
Leah Morgan,
Happy to support.
is that yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Pat Moses,
Yes.
Beverly Newsom,
No.
Rael Purebones,
Yes.
Unella Rome Perry,
Yes.
Dexter Roberts,
Yes.
Desma Ross,
Yes.
Melissa Severe,
Yes.
Rashida Siddiqui.
Yes.
Rabbi Sperlin.
Yes.
Debbie Timothy.
Yes.
Lorraine Wolseley. Lorraine Wolseley.
Are there any members who didn't hear that or didn't get a chance to respond? Please either unmute yourself or put your response in the chat.
Okay. Okay, so with that, 29 yes, 2 no, 13 absent.
29 in favor, the motion carries. The application is approved by the board. I want to thank all the members for the votes. With that, we are going to now move on to item F, old business. Is there any old business that we need to bring back up for consideration? Seeing none, we're going to go to item G, new business. Is there any new business for the board? Seeing none. Before I call for adjournment, again, I would just want to thank everyone for all the work you're doing. I think this is a very productive, very positive meeting. I think we set the tone for the way this board is going to handle business going forward in a manner that befits this community district. I thank everyone again. I'm looking forward to all of your hard work. And please, if there are any questions, if there's anything we need to discuss, if there's anything we need to tackle, please always feel free to reach out to myself or any members of the executive committee as well, so we can consider those questions and make sure that we're doing everything we should be doing as a board. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. And now y'all get shy.
So move.
Second.
Motion moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye. Good night.
Good night.
The ayes have it.
Good night.
Everyone, thank you very much. Looking
night.
forward, and make sure to attend all of your committee meetings.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Nice to listening on the meeting.
Welcome.
Lee, thanks for everything. I think you can end the meeting now.
You got it, Fred. Just making sure. All right. Have a good night.
Good night.